What's going on, guys? So, this is a monkey, this is a Musha, and this is Master Grade Monday. Let's get to it. Alright, guys, so on this Master Grade Monday, we're going to be taking a look at the Musha Gundam Mark II. And this one is, of course, from my good buddy, Mr. Nick Woolley, which means, of course, it has plenty of nubs and no box. So, instead, we'll just have a quick look at this Shipley's donut box, hashtag non-spawn. So on the top here you have a Shipley Donuts logo. It says make life delicious, red stripe. Come down here, it's basically all the same thing. Established 1990 or 1936. Come around this side, Shipley Donuts. If you come around this side, you get pretty much all the same stuff. And then there's still donuts inside. Left over from breakfast. Yay! So that's that. Making a mess of things. Alright, so this thing is basically a big blue bowl of death. Yeah. So the Musha Gundam is, of course, inspired by samurai type stuff. I actually have the MG Shin Musha, which Nick did bring over as well. But I figured since I have it, there's no reason to look at his. But since he had the Mark II, I figured, hey, let's go ahead and look at it. And yes, the base Gundam for this is the Gundam Mark II, so the RX-178. So there should be a lot of engineering in here that looks fairly similar. And once again, hashtag nub shaming. Nick, for the love of God, clean your nubs before you ever bring anything over. This thing has nubs everywhere, and being that it is mostly this dark navy color, it is incredibly apparent wherever they show up. Now, of course, you get navy, you get gray, you get the slightly lighter blue, you get purple, and plenty of chrome gold. You even get some cool stickers right inside there. So at least, hey, you applied those. And you got the Gundam Eyes stickers in there. You got some stickers right up here on the helmet. That looks pretty cool. And of course, being that this thing is dark and covered in gold, it's probably going to play hell with my camera. Gold stuff never comes across properly. Now, one thing that is definitely very similar to the Mark II of, well, normal, is this backpack. So it's pretty much the Mark II backpack. You even get the fabric hose covers here, and you get them also down here on the backs of the legs. I remember when I actually built my Mark II, which I no longer own, I hated that part, cutting out the fabric to fit over the hoses. Now, the Mark II is one of my least favorite Gunpla builds. Like, the Gundam, I got no problem with, but the actual kit, I never did like. However, this seems to fix some of the issues I had with it, where it looks very cartoony and the eyes are big and doesn't look to scale, stuff like that. But this totally works for it. I really do dig this thing. I mean, I don't even know what all to do with it. It's just big and shiny and blue. Very Titans color, so maybe that's the deal. So the Musha is regular, Mark II is the Titans. He does have plenty of accessories, being a Musha Gundam. And of course, you know, just like the SD Mushas that we've looked at before, very similar, like samurai type weaponry. So you got, God, for the love of me, I can't think of what this is actually called, but big bladed staff thingy. I know I'll hear about it in the comments, whatever it is. So you got a nice chrome gold piece down here. Got big chrome gold blade at the end. It looks really cool. And being that he has the Mark II style hands that actually do open, which of course we all know really do suck. He does have a tab in the palm. However, this weapon has no slot. You can hold it pretty decently, though. That's pretty good. Come on, get on there. And if one is so inclined, you can probably double wield it. Probably holds the kind of hexagonal part of the top there a little bit easier. But the fun thing about this guy is all the weapon storage. So he has this little loop right back here. And mind you, I don't know if you're supposed to just go ahead and remove the whole thing, but I do it this way. And just insert it like so. And then you've got the really cool staff on the backpack, and you can have it coming across however you want. It doesn't really matter. And I guess you can pull the entire thing off and just leave that ring, but personally I don't like the look of that, so I will take the time to go ahead and remove it, is what it is. I like this nice samurai armor looking butt skirt. And the side skirts are really cool too. I dig that. He definitely has more connections for weapons. We'll get there in a second. He's incredibly loose, as you guys can see. The hips and the main torso are very, very loose. I don't know if that's just how the build is, or just over time, being that Nick had him in storage for a while, or not even, like, whatever. I don't know. There's fingerprints galore on here as well. He does get this cool rifle, very, very similar to a regular Mark II rifle, although this all new front section here with the navy part, this drum, and the gold inset there. I really do dig that. Does this come out? I bet this is sandwiched around this. Okay, but he can hold it. You can see the slot right there for the hand. So find the slot, wrap the fingers around, put the one in the trigger hole, and he can definitely hold it. So that's pretty dang good. He does get a foil sticker right there for the main camera on the gun. So that's pretty neat. I really do dig that. And of course, there's storage for that. You guys know I love weapon storage. And if Kit doesn't have it, I get angry. I forgot how it went. I think it was like this. No, like this. I just took it off and I don't remember how it was on there. It definitely like goes inside here somehow. Okay, gotta look it up just real quick. Maybe it's just right here. Maybe it just grips this part. Was it no? Was it like this? I think. Let me double check. I technically have it completely upside down. So actually it goes this way. So like this. Ah, actually I like that. I like that the gun is pointing upward. So I do in fact have the instructions, which is very nice. This is actually a very pretty kit. I might end up getting this one down the line. He's a little bit harder to find compared to the regular Musha 1. But then again, they did just get a re-release not long ago, hence how I got the Shin Musha. Now, of course, he does have 2 more party pieces. But before we get to that, here is the little clippies for said party pieces. And those go on, I believe like so. They clip on, old school styly, right over, whoops, right over the side skirts. I'm just pulling the whole thing apart. Wow. Good job, me. There we go. Now, it's not a super secure connection, but at least it's on there. And you can just kind of just peg that right back in. Actually, that worked out better than when I was trying to do it like when it was all still connected to the poor guy. So throw that in here. Make sure the front skirts are not in the way. Oh my god, that's just going to keep popping off, isn't it? Front skirt is slightly in the way. Yeah, I know. Where'd it go? Alright, so that's, I think, starting to allude to the build quality of this. This is a 2010 kit, so maybe fitment and engineering is not the best. Plus, the Mark II has been around for quite some time. But let's go ahead and get to the actual reason why I was doing all that. These nice little swords. Swords, as they were. And of course, you get 2 of them. And they are basically like katanas. Chrome blades, very, very nice. Purple and, or well, kind of the light blue and the navy color for the handles. Molded in, very nice. There, and they do look good. And you have your sheaths that they slide in. Like, of course, we've seen these things essentially whenever we've done the SD Musha Gundams. Very, very similar. Come on. Did I put these on backwards? I feel like I put them on backwards. Or is it just because... Oh, that's why. Okay. So it has a problem going around that end piece. So maybe I just have to redo the whole thing all over again, like so. And this has definitely been a problem since I've been playing with it. They just don't stay together worth a damn. If you have this problem too, let me know. If you don't have this problem, also let me know. So, looks really good. So you can get this guy really armored up like so. And he can hold the swords, although no tabs. So he's going to be holding them the hard way. which I guess is fine, but they're going to flop around a little bit. Now, this forearm piece seems to be slightly problematic. I think these are claws. Do they do something? I'll have to check the manual, because Nick didn't have time to actually talk to me about this thing before he left it, so he probably got hidden gimmicks and stuff I don't even know about. Like I said, I can consult the instructions. But he holds the sword just fine. And once again, he's got articulation and stuff, so that's good. We'll take a closer look at articulation in a minute. Let me double check the manual and see if there's any other fun gimmicks that it can do. Alright, so he doesn't really have any other gimmicks, but that's fine. So let's take a look at articulation and stuff. So it's a Mark II, so he should have decent head articulation. So he's got a ball joint, from what I can tell, right up inside there. The head does rotate all the way around. I like those really hefty bull horns. Has a hinge at the base and in the neck, and it can turkey neck really nicely. Looks really good. Now, he should have that butterfly, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think it's a 2.0 frame, but it's a Mark II frame, as it were. So he can't really butterfly very far forward. But it looks like it should. He gets the shoulder tilt upward, which I can always appreciate. And if you move these extra bits of shoulder armor out of the way, you can kind of get a high teacher, sort of. It's a little messy, but that's about as good as it's going to get. The arms do go all the way around. Of course, you want to be wary of anything behind it, like this gun. It's probably going to get in the way a little. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so it looks like this shoulder armor is more or less connected to the shoulder directly, so it's not very separate. Just this part in here is, we already saw bicep rotation. That's good. You do get this little flap right there. It does move. Double jointed elbowry, so that's good. Swords are going to just keep falling off. It is what it is. The wrist does articulate here, not just at the ball joint, but a little bit further down. I always appreciate that. You do get a wrist hinge. Love that part. Each finger, well, not each finger, but you got the thumb that articulates on the ball joint. It doesn't move otherwise. You got the trigger finger that does move, and these. So these hands are featured on a lot of things. 00 kits, and I think some seed kits, others, stuff like that. So these hands were around for a long time. Sometimes they suck, sometimes they're good. It just seemed to matter compared to the rest of the kit. Now this appears to be on a hinge. It can rotate and stuff. I don't know what the heck it's actually for. I don't know. Because it looks like it's on a hinge, don't it? If you know what that's for, it might just be little spiky missile things. Or the way, like, samurai or ninjas would climb walls or something. I don't know. There's nothing in the instructions about it. It's just there. Now, ball joint for the torso is incredibly loose. I don't believe there to be a core fighter or anything like that. You definitely can't get to a cockpit in any way, shape, or form, I think, without removing all of this. Not going to worry about it. Can go side to side. Go back that far. Come forward that far. It does rotate at the waist. Just be wary of your skirt armor and all other attachments. Speaking of skirt armor, they do pull up and kind of out of the way. Not really. Front skirts pull up and out of the way. You do have the hips that can slide forward or back. Kicks forward that far or that far, just depending. You can kick back that far if you have the hips scooched all the way forward. You've got thigh rotation that goes all the way around, but as always, why would you? Oh, Jeebus. It's all just coming apart on me now. This thing is built like a really big high grade, I'm not gonna lie. Double joint? Oh my god. Okay, so double jointed knee that causes the leg armor to pop off. I don't want to blame Nick for that. I want to blame poor engineering for that. Now, it does have the... Actually, I think it popped off because that moved. Because it does actually have the supplemental kind of moving armor. So that's always a good thing. I like the extra molding and the cool details and all the gold stuff. And instead of the regular thrusters, you've got gold thrusters down here. Though I gotta wonder if those should have had stickers or something in there. I would have added maybe some copper to this guy in certain places, maybe some extra chrome or silver. You got an internal leg vent here. Now he does have the chrome piston, so it's probably going to be very hard to see right inside there. There's that nice chromy stuff. Ankle armor does move. I appreciate that. Does go way down. There we go. Now we can see some ankle pistons. That's awesome. Should go side to side. Yes, it does. Should have the rear pistons too, but we can't see those. Oh, wait, no rear pistons on this one. That's right. No toe point, at least not toe point. He's got that where you can get a real back kind of stance. That's always a good thing. I like that. So, I mean, it's about as good as any of the Mark IIs, but it seems like the Musha armor part is like the weakness to it. Like, the Mark II was never bad. I just did not like the design of the kit. However, the Musha variant, and once again, I didn't build it, so I can't really claim it. But it seems like it definitely has some issues with looseness and parts falling off very easily. And like I said, if yours didn't have that problem, or yours definitely has that problem, let me know. Let me know if it's just the way Nick built it, or if all of them are this bad. Come on, get in there. There we go. Now, it does make me really want to build my Musha, because it's the one that comes with like the cool backdrop and all the weapons and all the good stuff. So I can't wait to do that. And man, this thing is just a mess. Maybe if I move this guy out of the way and he can hold the sword and choke up on it a little, maybe that'll make a difference. There we go. But it's so loose in the hips that it makes it very, very difficult to pose. So getting him into a thumbnail pose is not going to be easy in my case. Come on. Oh well, good enough. Good enough for government work. Oh, by the way, here's Wally for comparison. And here is a Marvel Legends Deadpool, so you can see round about how big he is. I don't have a masterpiece near me, or master grade near me, to compare, because they're all shut away. But guys, I think that's going to be it for this review. So, of course, if you like this, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell, guys. Make sure you definitely are subscribing and you're hitting that bell, because that way the views really kind of go back up. As I discussed before, there's an issue now with the way YouTube is running things, and my videos, anybody's videos, are not really getting pushed out the way they should. So, if you like my channel, make sure you subscribe so that I can get those view numbers back. And also, if you want to help support the channel a little bit, go ahead and hit up the Patreon down right here. And you can be like John, Andy, Steve, and Colby. Become a patroneer so you can see things ahead of time, get maybe some exclusive content, and have the ability to choose the things I review. Also, if you want to buy any Shoky shirts, right here on the screen. And of course, between now and the end of May, everything, including my own sales, are going toward the Lupus for Lupus contest, which has started now, at least for submissions. But right up here in the corner, if you need any more information, please go ahead and get into that as quick as possible. Part of me thinks these are beam sabers. I just now looked at it. I saw nothing about beam sabers. But either way. But that's going to be it, guys, for this review of the Mark II Musha, or the Musha Mark II. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I just wish Nick would do better. Hashtag noob shaming. I'll catch you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, keep on building.